Good afternoon. It's afternoon. That means we can drink. We are Brenda and Stacy with Let's Wine with Brenda and Stacy. What are we going to wine about today, Stacy?
Well, I was thinking, since this is our first, time we're ever actually putting, is the word content out there into the world.
They use it. I hear it a lot.
I know, I hear it a lot too. It's so exciting. I've been, I think, a labor of love recently. So I think today we should just spend a few minutes talking about us, maybe introducing ourselves and how we got here. How did we get here?
I don't know.
Is this the craziest thing you've ever thought in your life? If somebody would have told us so long ago.
Almost 30 years.
One day, you are going to be old women. And you are going to make a podcast. Oh, no. We're going to be women of a certain age.
Okay, in our 50s. We are in our 50s, so we might say anything.
Yeah. It's getting to the point now to where it's like you try to alleviate the drama in your life, but also you give less shits about things.
That's true.
So I think maybe back in the day, we probably couldn't have done this as youngins. I think we're more afraid and more in the mindset of, well, what would anybody think?
I know.
What are they going to think? And now, I don't care.
That's true.
Are you caring what anybody thinks?
I don't care. You've seen me go to Aldi in the morning. You know what I wear. It's bad. It is bad. It's usually what I slept in. Maybe I'll throw a bra on.
Yeah. I mean, at very least, I have to throw a bra on, but then I'm out the door. It is nice living in the area in such a big city now here in Atlanta that nobody cares what we look like.
Nobody knows us.
Nobody knows us and nobody cares. So, whatever. Just go with it.
We say that, but somebody somewhere is like, look at them. Oh my
That's
gosh,
their
look
problem.
at what they're wearing. That's true. It's
That's
their
a
problem.
damn problem.
That's true.
I don't remember back in the day thinking a lot about, well, look at them. Look at them. I think I was so wrapped up in my life and what was happening that I don't know unless did we judge people?
Yes. Of course we did. We still do. That's part of this. We judge people. We have our opinions. Right or wrong, we have them.
We do have very, very, what's the word I keep trying to say and I always forget it every time I want to say it?
No clue. You have a lot of words like that.
I know.
What's that word?
I do have so many words in my head and I'm not even
there's
sure.
A lot of them.
Thank God for edit. This might
Blame it on the edit.
I know. This might just be in there because it sounds like me. Gosh, and it was a smart word too that I really wanted to use and it to be part of the show. And I've mentioned it to other people and they liked it.
Well, I don't know that word. Anyway, Stacy is our girl who has 18 years of experience in small town radio. So I'm going to let her carry the show 90% of the time.
Opinionated facts.
Okay, she got it.
Opinionated facts.
So the word was facts you were looking for.
Opinionated.
Okay.
Facts. Because we can't say, we're not experts on really anything.
That's true.
So we can't say that's a fact, but it can be an opinionated fact, and then it takes out the liability.
There you go. And it might be a fact to us.
Well, facts are going to be facts to us, but I don't want anyone thinking facts, but to us it's going to be a fact.
And this is the woman that I'm going to let be the Lucy to my Ethel.
Here we are.
I know.
Here we are.
The Trixie to my Katya.
And if you don't know who that is, the show is probably not for you. If you don't know who Trixie and Katya are, this might not be the show for you.
That's right. We're going to cover all different topics. Hopefully we'll be releasing weekly. We're going to cover everything from motherhood to our favorite drag queen.
Yeah. And everything in between. With no shits to give.
You can be the Mary to my Rhoda.
I'll be anything you want. Just call me for wine time. Always call me on time for wine.
The Batman to my Robin.
It'll be all the things you want. I always have been for 30 years. I'm not going to stop today.
That's true. She's been my ride or die.
Ride or die.
No matter where we are.
What we're doing.
I know.
We have a lot of ride or die stories to share. We have so much to share. But anyway, back to what we're trying to do today, because of course we were rambling off topic as we're going to do from time to time. So A little bit about me. Yes, I do have some radio experience. Although, if you're not happy with the editing of the show, then you can keep that to yourself. No. So I do bring a little bit of that with me. I can say that the stuff on the things to do, that's a little different, and I am working on that learning curve. But it's been fun. It's given us something to do, to be invested, invest our time and our energy and our thoughts into, doing this podcast. It's, I think I was challenged recently with finding my passion and talking and sharing useless information about myself, I guess, is one of those things that I'm passionate about. And you are the other thing that, as my bestie, don't cry, but as my bestie, you being around you and talking to you, it's easy, we're natural. And so why not put it out there? If you like it, like us. If you don't.
That's okay too. Where were you born, Stacy?
I was born in
Tennessee,
Riverdale, Georgia.
Oh,
right down the road from Atlanta. That's where I was born. Tyler was born in the same hospital that I was born in Riverdale.
All right.
I know. So yes, speaking of Tyler, I do have 2 boys, Tyler and Scott, and a daughter-in-law, Nancy, who I absolutely adore. I absolutely adore all 3 of them. So we'll be talking about them sometimes.
All right.
Whether they like it or not. Of course, back in the radio days, they didn't enjoy it because their friends would come up to them, small town radio. Hey, I heard your mom talking about you. So that got a long time ago. But now that they're adults, they're fair game.
That's right.
I respected them as children. We've talked about that. What we've seen recently with putting your kids out there. Okay, I respect y'all a little bit. There's still some Tyler and Scott stories out there in the world that... And Tyler and Scott were both guest hosts on the radio with me. We had a few glasses of wine, y'all. Can you tell? And then...
That's what makes it fun.
I know. And about me. It's hard for me to talk about myself.
That's a lie. That is a lie. You're gonna start the first show on a lie. I think you're very good at talking about yourself.
I'm very good.
Yes, when I met Stacy, we were living in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
I'd been in Indiana for 20 years, in Florida for 30 years, and now in Georgia. But we actually met in a bar, like most people do.
Yeah, most people meet in a bar. First time I ever laid eyes on Brenda, I was absolutely appalled. I was so appalled that I was even sharing with other people at the table. I think it was my mom actually who was sitting there with me, and I was like, look at her. Just look over there. Of course, they knew you. I didn't. Anyway, I was like, look at this chick over here. Look, don't look. Is she looking? Don't look. Anyway, it's one of those situations. And Brenda is sitting, I don't know, in the bar, drinking a pitcher of beer with a straw. I want to draw this picture for you. She's sitting at a table in a bar, and she's holding a pitcher of beer, it's probably like a baby. She's just coddling it.
Nuzzled up.
Nuzzled up to her. And she has literally a straw in the pitcher of beer, and she's sucking. She's actually sucking on the straw to get beer out of the pitcher into her body.
Doesn't everybody?
Everybody I had ever seen in my life up until that point had not.
You called a pitcher. It was a big glass.
It was a pitcher. It had a big...
It was a big glass with a handle.
It was that normally serves a table. Lots and lots of, drinks. It can fill up a few drinks. But anyway, so being the ladylike person that I was appalled. And then I don't know what happened after that. Apparently, I had a few cocktails myself that afternoon.
I know.
And night, maybe not through a straw, maybe not out of a pitcher. But I had a few drinks, and I was like, I got to be her friend.
I know. It's like we're kindergartners. When you walk up to that kindergarten, you see them coloring with your favorite color. It's like, you're going to be my friend now.
Yeah.
No matter what you think.
And
you're my best friend now.
That's the facts. Opinionated fact. You're
right.
my friend.
And then come to find out we only lived a couple streets away from each other.
Yeah, we only lived a couple streets away from each other. Luckily, you had a daughter who was, we'll say, old enough, in quotation fingers, to babysit Tyler and Scott. I know we lied to my family. I did. I'm just going to admit it. back in the day, we lied to my family. But if they're smart now, they can do math. Because back then, we lied and said that Camille was 13. I don't even know. I mean,
she was 12. And I don't think your mother wanted a 12-year-old watching her grandchildren. But in her defense, Camille's a very mature.
She still is.
She still is. And she was very mature for 12.
Very mature.
She was like a teenager then.
Yeah, I mean, except for the stories that Tyler and Scott have told us now. But if they would have told us back then, I would have been like, Camille, stop that. Don't do that anymore. Camille and Roxy, stop. But they loved it, obviously, even though they act like they, were tortured.
I know.
But they loved it because they never told us. And the kids were always safe. But Camille and Roxanne would scare them. That's all. They would just scare them.
Yes, go around outside to the windows.
Yeah, they would go around outside and scare them to get, I would have just let them be. Like, oh, good, you're in your room. I'll leave you alone. Me and my friend will sit out here and talk about 30 things. I don't know. Whatever kids do back then. So, they've never complained.
No.
But it is funny now to hear the stories of stuff that, well, why didn't you tell me then? I would have done something. I would have said, Camille, stop going outside and scaring them kids.
I know. Maybe they had a crush on her.
I don't know. Now that everybody's older, it's fun to see them as adults and they're all friends and they're all friendly with each other. Mm-hmm. Even though they're all a little bit different in a lot of ways, they and have different things going on, they still have that community feel of like friends.
Anytime we're all under the same roof, it's like no time passes. Right.
And I love that for them.
I do too.
Yeah.
But now my girls are married. They have their own lives. And I have grandchildren. And it's weird to think my grandkids are older than your boys were when I met them.
Crazy.
And I'll think about that. And it just blows my mind that granddaughter is going to be driving. She has a permit.
She has a permit.
But there's still somebody with her. I think what scares me is thinking of her going off on her own. But this is the same little girl that, if she said, can I take the car? She tells me I'm a queen and that I slay all day. So, sure, you can have the keys.
Yeah, you're going to let her drive your boat?
Yes. I love that boat.
Everybody loves your boat. Everybody loves the boat.
Except you and Camille.
Except me and Camille. The boat gets us places from place to place. Very safe. So,
I know. That my car could be a episode in itself.
We'll do that sometime.
That was an inherited vehicle. And
yeah. So we'll talk about that some other time. We still have not really touched a lot on ourselves.
That's right.
So, do you want to go? You go.
I can. Then I'll go. Well, I said earlier, I was born in Indianapolis, Indiana. I was adopted. Short version is I had older parents. Graduated from high school, Arlington High School in Indianapolis. Went on. I moved to Florida permanently when I was, the day before my 21st birthday was when we moved to the house in Sebring. And I had my daughter young, so Camille was already in the picture. And I don't know, I made a life for us here. Camille started school, and Florida was it for a long time. Never thought I hate the heat. That's something about Brenda. Hate the heat, hate the beach. And I lived in Florida 30 years, and I hate the beach. And I know you're a beach lover.
I do love me a beach.
Oh my gosh, it's like a big litter box. And the sun is always on.
I love it.
Turn that sun out.
I love it. I love everything about the beach.
I don't know. It's just shark shit, and I don't know. That water's just full of poop.
I think as I've gotten older and I go to the beach, I don't go like in the beach to swim.
You go to drink.
I go to drink. Well, I go everywhere to drink. But I do like walks along the beach. I do like all collecting seashells by the seashore with Stacy.
I've never seen a seashell in this house.
Well, there's some upstairs that Jeff and I have collected.
Oh, I'll have to go look.
So we do have, and I know because I don't allow anybody in our master bathroom, but it's kind of a little ocean theme. Okay. It's got photos that I took when we were at the beach together, and I had them put on canvas, and they're hung in the bathroom. So when you take a shower, you can look out the glass and go, oh, look at that beautiful scenery. So I do love the beach. And I do, speaking of things about me, I do madly adore and love my husband. He's very supportive. I think he's our number one fan at this point.
That's right. He better be.
He better be.
He better be.
He better be.
And I think our kids will be our fans.
Yes. Yeah. They have, asked questions. I think they're a little afraid because they know us better than anybody.
I don't know. I feel like Christina is more excited than Curry and Camille. They have their 2 cents to put in, definitely.
But
And they're probably worried about what we might say.
I think everybody's worried about what we're going to say.
But we will have them on the show when the opportunity
Of course.
arises. We'll definitely have them on.
We'll have those kids on here with us as often as the kids will come and sit still and let us record them. We'll have them on the show with us for sure.
Definitely.
And they can talk about anything they want.
Okay. Stacy came to my rescue. Actually, I had been living in Florida, and I guess the time was right. My husband had passed away. My parents have both passed away. Had a bad relationship. Also, the condo I was living in was going up for sale, and she kept telling me to come to Georgia. And it took a while, but I'm finally here. And I've been here almost a year, and I really enjoy the weather.
The seasons.
The seasons, there are... and I came right before snow.
Yes.
So that was very exciting. I hadn't seen snow in years. And I brought a cat with me, and the cat saw snow for the first time. So I'm settling in. I really like it here. No matter what happens, I think I'm going to stay in Georgia.
Georgia's
I'm
home.
a Georgia peach.
You're a Georgia.
I'm a Georgia peach now.
There's nothing like being a Georgia peach, but I just got to get you saying y'all.
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 Y'all. You all.
No, it's not you all. It's y'all.
You know, there's people that think I have an accent, and I feel like you have the accent, and I don't. I'm a Hoosier. I don't have an accent. Compared to you, no.
Well, compared to me, no, probably not.
Because we talked about where you were born. You said Georgia. You lived in Tennessee, though,
I
right?
did.
Okay,
I lived in Tennessee.
I thought you did.
Yeah, I lived in Tennessee.
You came from Tennessee to Florida.
I lived in Georgia, and then I moved to Tennessee, and then I would spend summers and time up in Virginia.
How old were you when you moved to Tennessee?
So maybe I would say between 16 and 20 is when I moved to Tennessee. And then after a few years there, well, probably about, I think I was 26 years old when we moved to Florida. And then I was 45 years old when I moved back to Georgia.
Damn, you're old.
I know. And so I've been a Georgia peach again, officially since I was 45.
And you met your hubby.
I met and fell in love with the most marvelous man in Atlanta. That's it. I found him. The most marvelous man. And we click we're like oil and water. Like our personalities are a lot different. I would say he's more quiet and demure.
Definitely.
And
Stacy, any man you would be with, that statement would be fit. Definitely. I feel like we're being very quiet while we're trying to introduce ourselves. And I feel like there's going to be many times we go off the rails.
Yeah.
The F word will probably be used freely, and wine will be involved.
maybe we should have some more wine and then come back and properly introduce ourselves.
There we go.
That's the plan. We'll take a brief pause and be right back with more Let's Wine with Brenda and Stacy. We're going to take a break and have some wine.